you want to understand the basics behind why the market moves and what causes the market to go up and down, whether that's stocks, whether that's crypto, or anything else, right? The reasons behind why the market moves. Either you're a beginner or you've been trading in a long time and you just don't have a basic idea of what fundamentals are. All right, so there's many reasons why market moves. We can talk about geopolitics, industry changes, technology, military operations. There's so many different reasons, right? So like even inflation or interest rates or policies, right? Policymakers. There's a bunch of different reasons. The little hack has, I'm not going to go there. Whoa, chill. But we're going to talk about bubbles, narratives, forecasting, and megatrends, right? So let's talk about narratives. And we're on the Bitcoin right now. We're on Bitcoin. This is the daily chart. So every single day, the candlestick can move. So this is a day, this is the next day, this is the next day, just for very beginners. So we're seeing how the chart is looking and how bubbles affects Bitcoin. So a narrative is basically a story, right? So it's a story that is pushed mainstream and causes the masses to think and react depending on what that story is, right? So a narrative, just imagine it as just something that happens that's just spread out everywhere. Like all of a sudden, everyone knows about it. So we're in the market, and the narrative is the market is going down. And you've been trading for a while, but now your mom knows about it. Now your dog knows about it. Now your idiotic friend who parlays every single day and is a degenerate gambler is talking about the market going down, and he's never even looked at the charts. He doesn't know anything about the market. So that's like what a narrative is. And that's what causes bubbles to happen, right? So it's a story and it leads into bubbles. And bubbles are either small or large, right? So bubbles are like usually a couple days to weeks to months. Usually it's weeks to months, right? And bubbles are optimism and greed. That's what it's centered around. It's the masses trying to make money and trying to be greedy. And that's what us good traders are trying to stay away from, right? We're trying to stay away from greed. We're trying to remain disciplined and not fall into these psychology tricks, right? So as you can see, here's an example of a bubble. This is November 6th, the day after President Trump knew he was going to win. He had 312 electoral college. I don't know. He had it on wraps, basically. It was over. The election was over. Kamala was not going to be president, and we knew he was going to be in office. So what is the story? What is the narrative behind this? President Trump is pro-crypto. He wasn't going to cause regulations, and everyone knew that he wanted to push crypto, and he thought it would benefit the U.S. So that was the story, and that was the narrative. That's what everyone thought. That's what the masses thought. Whether it is true or not, we do not care as traders. We just want to make money off of this. Right? That's the thing you got to understand. It's not about like common sense or looking too far into narratives. It's about just knowing why and understanding why it's being pushed out. And really just thinking what the masses are thinking. So literally the day after he knew he was going to win, or that day, the market shoots up $40,000. That's a lot. That was, I don't know, 40% at the time or whatever. Market goes up, and it goes up for days and weeks because that's what the story was behind. President Trump was pro-crypto. And as you can see, you could have gotten here, you could have gotten here, you could have literally gotten here. And I got in very early because I was aware of this and I knew that this bubble was going to happen. And the reason why this is important, the reason you should know is President Trump didn't even take inauguration until right here. I think it was January 20th. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm not going to look it up. I don't care. But around here, I think it was January 20th. He hasn't made a single pro-crypto decision, executive order, or policy at all yet. But the masses are thinking, oh my God, crypto's going to skyrocket. And everyone bought crypto, and crypto went straight to the moon. So if you're sitting here and you're not taking action right away, and you're not on top of this, and you're not understanding this bubble and narrative, you're going to think, oh, wait, I'm just going to wait for President Trump to, get into office, make all these pro-crypto decisions, and then I'm going to buy Bitcoin and I'm going to be rich. Well, what happened? We can see right here that as soon as it happened, it retraced. And I knew that was going to happen. That's a cycle, right? So we can talk about cycles, and cycles are price moving, human behavior going with that, so greed or fear, And then price reacting to that human behavior, people get too greedy, eventually it tanks. Fear starts happening, and that's what retracement is, right? And then eventually it repeats, right? So it's never going to go all the way down or going to go all the way up. But that's what cycles is. It's just repeating patterns of certain human behaviors and how price reacts to it. So that's what a cycle is. So I knew that because I've seen this before. And in my head, I'm not chasing. So that's the important thing about bubbles. Do not chase. Know that volume is going to come. That's extreme volume, right? So we knew that this was going to happen the next day. That's a lot of volume. The price moved fast. So that, like, the best way to stay on top of this is just know, like, all of a sudden everything's going mainstream. Crypto was huge. Everyone was talking about it. Like, I think my dog even said some shit about it. Like, literally. Everyone talked, like your mom, oh my God, crypto. Now, is anyone talking about it? No, it isn't. So the next time we're on this big bubble bull run, I don't know when that's going to happen. Just understand the behaviors behind bubbles and what causes bubbles. And those are some of the reasons, right? So just to break it down one more time, president election was happening. There's this big narrative, this story, whether it's true or not, we don't care, that President Trump was pro-crypto. Boom. We know he's going to get elected. He's not even in office, though. Goes straight up, consolidates, and then retraces. Goes back up, and then, it's just crypto just is going to stay in this range probably for a while until there's another bubble. Because, again, Bitcoin is all math psychology and just different bubbles that happen. That's what crypto is, really. It's not like the stock market, and it's completely different. So let's talk about what bubbles aren't. Because you might think it's a big news event, which it's not. That's not. There's many news events that happen all the time. Let's go back to when President Trump was in office and the moves he was doing. I think it was right here, April 6th, 3rd? April 3rd, 2025 is when he first said, hey, China, you're about to get destroyed with tariffs. You're cooked. And the market plummeted. How many points did this go on NASDAQ? 2,500. That is a lot. The market moves, by the way, if you're a very beginner, like between 100 and 200 range every day, or within New York session. I don't really know the daily. It's always changing. Markets are always developing and changing, and different cycles happen. So he said, China, we're going to drop tariffs on you. You're completely cooked. You're done for. And the market sank. This is fear. This is panic. This is not a bubble. This is just pure panic and fear. Bubbles are mainly surround greed and optimism, right? So this is completely different. But we can still capitalize on this. So, right, I saw the move happen. I'm taking a step back. I'm not gonna, oh my God, the market's crashing. Sell. No, I'm gonna take a step back. I actually bought the dip. Because, again, what happens with cycles? The market goes down, human behavior. The market reacts off that human behavior and retraces. It's so easy. It's so simple. And once you understand it, you can have a better understanding of the market in general. So what I did is how I capitalize off of this is I joined this Telegram group that every single time Trump tweeted, talked about, or even said the word tariff, it popped up. I was getting thousands of notifications a day, but the main things there was a setting that was like the main prominent points that will actually move the market. If he like threatens tariffs, it would pop up on my screen in like big letters or whatever. I don't know. I got like a super notification if you guys. So every single time that happened and I got that notification, I was aware of that. I made a strategy behind it and I entered accordingly. Maybe on a different account. If you want to leverage it, you go on a different account than the one you're day trading on or swing trading on, because you want to understand, you do not want to be greedy. You do not want to have this mindset of, I need to get in, I'm missing out. Like control your urges, calm down, remain disciplined. Trading is all discipline. Understand why these cycles happen, why these news events happen, enter accordingly, make your money and get out. Have a system in place, be smart about it. If the move already happened, don't be greedy and chase. Do not chase. That's the biggest thing. With these bubbles, these news events, these panics, do not chase. Because that is how you lose money. Think in your head. I already have the move planned out. When Trump got into office, I already knew what I was going to do. Days prior, before the election, before I knew he was going to be president, I had the whole plan out. And I had a huge stop loss because I knew volume would come in so quick. And it happens because it's cycles. It repeats, right? So these things happen all the time. And the more you see them, the more you won't freak out, right? So if you pass a funded account and you're in a trade and you make money, the first time you're going to be tweaking out. Your heart's going to be pumping through your chest. And then the next time you're not going to be tripping about it. You're going to be completely fine and stable. So that is not a bubble. That is panic selling, and that's completely different. So now we know about narratives, bubbles, and let's talk about megatrends. We know about cycles. Megatrends are just the structure behind the markets, right? So it's 20 to 50 year time periods. It's not super important. It's like, it's just the idea that the market is going and moving in a certain way based off of different economic principles, right? So that's kind of what a megatrend is in like a simple way, but it's just 20 to 50 year periods. Bubbles happen pretty quick, you know what I mean? Weeks to months. And then panic, obviously, panic and bubble are pretty similar, right? Math psychology, mainstream, and people react a certain way, right? So bubbles and panics, or they're almost not identical, but if you know what happens with bubbles, you can capitalize that. And then when people start panicking, you can, go all in and make some money. So we're here to make money. We're here to capitalize on these different news events. I don't care who you support. I don't care what you think. It doesn't matter what you think. There's no logic behind some of these bubbles, some of these narratives. The US the average person's IQ is like, in my head, is 80. Like, these people are idiots. And we're trying to make money. We're trying to make money out of this. And I have made my substantial amount of money from these bubbles, and it's not hard. It's just easy, and you can see and forecast. This is forecasting. You can predict when these bubbles are going to happen, when these cycles happen, and in your head, if you're being manipulated by your own psychology, right? By your own urges, if you're being greedy, you can realize that. Take a step back, calm down, re-enter later, have a system, have a strategy, make money. And again, these higher time frames hold higher value, right? So the lower time frames, if you go, the hourly means more than the 5 minute, the 5 minute means more than the 1 minute, the day means more than the hourly. So understanding all these cycles and forecasting and mega trends will help you in the long run. It will help you day to day. It will help you understand the markets. It will help you swing trade. It will help you in general just be a better trader. And it's really not hard. I can make videos. I can go about this super specific and talk about economic theory and stuff like that, which maybe I make a video just explaining it super simple. But this is just for the very beginners. This is for anyone who just wants a brief understanding about this. And let me know what you want in the next video. I can talk about everything: volatility, liquidity, supply and demand. Like, I don't know. But I hope this video helped you. I hope you have a better understanding of what the market does every day and how the market reacts on different things. But yeah, peace.